She's tongue-tied. This presentation is based on the Northern Shuswap Tribal Council. The organization itself was incorporated in PC non-profit treaty society. The members of that society are Ken Lake, Williams Lake, Sophie, Stockholm, Patem. It was set up in 1970 after the banks had shut down Indian Affairs District offices. All of the 15 banks of the old Indian Affairs District were members, 5 Shuswap, 5 Choco, 5 Carrier, including Algancho, Nasco, Velasquez, Red Plum, and Alexandria. It was then called the Carrier Tribal Council in 2006, which changed the name to Northern Shuswap Tribal Council, because there were only 4 banks continuing to work together. The vision and the mission, we will in unity and collaboration with the member communities build capacity and equity by providing education, training, cultural, political, and economic opportunities while respecting and preserving the cultural and environmental values of our communities. By providing advisory and supportive services to help the community to achieve their vision for self-determination. A lot of that was spoken about by John Smith this morning, and a lot of the work has started already. A vision and mission statement guide the work of our tribal council. The governance is structured for a member board of directors appointed by members of the band council. It's normally 4 seats, but on one occasion the band had a band councilor as a representative. They meet every other month with oversight and guidance for work and financial management to ensure that we are working equitably with the member bands towards self-determination. And that's something that's always discussed, that we will all be equal no matter what. The Tribal Council is governed by a board of directors. To serve on the board, you must be a member of a band council. The guiding principles of the Northern Shuswap Tribal Council: to be respectful in all dealings, to provide quality services, to be accountable, to be mindful of culture in our practices, to be transparent and open, and to work cooperatively with other First Nations and other levels of government. You heard Chief Terry about that a few minutes ago. The Tribal Council is run to a high ethical standard for management of finances, human resources, board roles, and responsibilities. Our guiding principles serve as the foundation for all the work that we do, for how staff and the board are expected to conduct themselves when doing the business of the Tribal Council. The tools that have been developed: board governance policy, human resource policy, job descriptions, classification system. The classification determines the salary grids for the employees as well for all 4 bands plus the Tribal Council. Finance principles and finance policy. Housing policy, and that was discussed by Marilyn this morning when the administrators were talking. The Governance Council Orientation Toolkit, records information management, and labor force assessment for post-treaty environment. And Christy Smith is employee at NSTC for that. To achieve the NSTQ vision of self-determination, the Tribal Council has been working with its member bands to develop and implement the standards and tools that will enable the successful management of our organizations today and in a post-treaty environment. And there was mention of the TRU contract between NSTQ and TRU, and that was based on promoting education and trying to get our people educated so that we can be all ready for self-governance. We focused on our board development and moved into areas of organization management. All these policies and standards of operations are implemented in each community. We have received and continue to receive positive praise for the tools we have developed, and you heard that regarding housing, that our housing policies are going Canada-wide. Our governance manual is an item most downloaded from our website. Accountability. Funding agreements. All funds received into the Tribal Council are guided by contracts, laying out work to be done, how the money can be spent, when the work is to be completed and the standard to which it must be completed, and reports back to the funders who provide the dollars. Audits, an outside independent auditor is engaged to render an opinion that our financial statements are presented fairly in all material respects in accordance with the financial reporting framework. So the Tribal Council is audited similar to each and every band is audited. Some of the more important auditing procedures include inquiring of management and others to gain an understanding of the organization itself, its operations, the financial reporting, and known fraud or error. Evaluating and understanding the internal control systems that are in place, such as making sure that all checks that are produced are legitimate so that the organization is not misappropriating any funding. Performing analytical procedures on expected or unexpected variances in account balances or classes of transactions. Testing documentation supporting account balances or classes of transactions. Observing the physical inventory count, confirming accounts receivable and other accounts with a third party. At the completion of the audit, the auditor may also offer objective advice for improving financial reporting and internal controls to maximize a company's performance and efficiency. And last year we went through a process where we ended up with a new auditor and times where some of the NSTC staff, the finance department, there was changeover because the manager at the time was ill. We had different people come in and it caused confusion. So this year we ended up switching auditor because the auditor that was in the year previous caused a lot of dissension within the Tribal Council itself. Funding sources, Indian and Northern Development Canada, which is a very minimal amount, approximately 200,000. PC Treaty Commission, Department of Fisheries and Oceans to run the fisheries program that each and every community receives funding every year to do the fish monitoring program. Andrew oversees that project along with Dave. The Solicitor General of PC, that's the one for the Victims Assistance Program. Thompson Rivers University and proposals that are done for project funding. The Tribal Council has no core funding. They must apply each year for the funding. We apply and report each year to INAC, PCTC, DFO, Solicitor General, and Thompson Rivers University. We also apply to other funding sources to help run programs. For example, KTEC and the New Relationship Trust Program. Funding to March 2017, and this is a pie chart. You can see it in the presentation. We received 333,333,638.76. A lot of that is divided between all 5 organizations. The audit completed at the end of June 2017 by FPB, which is Kane Fraser, Williams Lake. Funds brought in are used to fund the project for the communities we serve after administration fees and the cost of operations is removed. The administration fees help to pay for some of the staff plus the operations of the buildings. Treaty grant and loan. The grant is $608,235. The loan is $1,952,940. 82% of funds received for treaty negotiation is provided directly to each community at the sum of $464,115.25 each. And that's for the treaty manager, all of the treaty staff in each community, plus provides for the travel for those staff to attend those information sessions that are held in all of the other communities. And the funding from April 1st to December, that's what that covers, plus the offices and all of the equipment that they're required to do their work. The balance is used to cover cost of legal, negotiator, and staff and operational costs of the central office, which is NSTC. The amount retained this year was $413,343. The financial position. No programs at this time at NSTC are in deficit. We have funds at hand to cover the day-to-day operations. The board has made some operating reserves to cover the next 5 years. Course development, the financial areas, $20,000. Legal defense, $100,000. Legal defense works with stuff like the Charlie Boy writ or boundary issues that we have, or any legal cases regarding the statement of intent area that we're defending. Student hardship, $10,000. Equipment replacement is $37,000. That's including computers, etc., that they need to operate. Operations contingency is $140,000. There is a sound financial position. There are no program areas in deficit. All reporting is up to date. We have never had a qualified audit. We've planned and set aside funds towards the next 3 years of operation when we anticipate that the NSTQ government will be in place. And what that means is there's funds set aside because once we get into treating, we go to a central government or shared government, then we have to get rid of the tribal council. So those funds are there to pay out the staff that are working and change over to the central government or shared government. More information you can get it through the Northern Shuswap Tribal Council.com website. Information table is on site. Yvonne Smith is the Executive Director until June. And the number there is 250-392-7361. There's another email address on there for administration at nstq.org. All annual reports and audits are posted on our website. Yvonne is available at our table in the back there today to answer any questions and to show you some of the tools that we have developed today. Cook's Jam.
You know you're loved when you get the cheese. That's awesome. Thank you so much both to our two cookies for presenting some very important updates. There is some food out, so if you're